Ajax are the Netherlands' most successful club, winning 36 league titles and 4 Champions Leagues. But since Erik ten Hag left the club in 2022, things haven't gone so well for Ajax. Last season they finished third in the league, below fierce rivals Feyenoord and PSV. And this season they are currently sitting 6th in the league, 21 points behind PSV. So now I've been hired as the club's new director of football with the hope that I can turn things around. Hey, how's it going? And welcome to part 1 of the Ajax rebuild, where I'm starting off as the new director of football. Of course, you can't actually call yourself a director of football in Football Manager, but in this rebuild here, I will be taking control of the transfers, the contracts, staff, etc., whilst my assistant manager will effectively be managing the team. He will take care of the match selection, he will take care of tactics as well, and training, and all that other good stuff. So, before I get started with anything in the rebuild here, the first thing I had to do was to sign an assistant manager, because as you can see here, we've got absolutely zero staff at the club. Also in the Young Ajax squad, Ajax B squad, and the under-18 squad as well. There's absolutely no staff at the club when I joined, which is a little bit bizarre, to be honest. It was just me and the players, basically, and the board, and nothing else. So, I have gone out and signed an assistant manager. He will be effectively managing the team, and that man is Michael Angerschmidt. He's Austrian, he's 49 years of age, and previously he's been the assistant manager, to Frankfurt and Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. He also was assistant manager at LASK in the Austrian Bundesliga as well. And previously he's only had one managerial position, and that was SV Ried in the Austrian Bundesliga. At least I think they're in the Bundesliga. Well, they're in the second division now in Austria, so he hasn't got much experience, it has to be said, as a manager. But if you actually look at his attributes for a manager, it's not too bad. You got 4 13s and 1 14 here, so he will do at the start of the rebuild here. I was looking for better assistant manager, of course, but there wasn't much out there. So Angerschmidt will be the manager at the start of the rebuild here at least. If you're wondering how I'm supposed to do this rebuild without managing the team and without getting sacked, well, with the help of the FM in-game editor, I have made myself unsackable. Of course, obviously, if things aren't going the way I want it to go, then of course I will get sacked and not realise, because I'll be on holiday for most of the season. So to avoid any of that, I've made myself unsackable for the duration of the rebuild here. And also, I will extend my contract whenever it gets close to the expiry date there, to make sure I do not lose my managerial position or director of football position. Well, of course, I'm going to have to sign some coaches for the first team, the B team, some physios, some scouts, etc. I have a lot of staff to sign up. It's going to take me a while to do that, to be honest. I'm not looking forward to it. So these responsibilities will change over time in terms of the B squad and the under 18 squad, of course. But to look at the responsibilities here, well, Angerschmidt, my assistant manager, he will handle the team selection for Ajax, and of course the B squad, the under 18, will fall to the manager there as well. Anything to do with contracts, though, is all down to me. I am dealing with all the contracts for the staff and the players. Also, I'll be taking lead when it comes to the scouting as well, of course. I'll be signing all the players. I'll be building the squad effectively, and I'll be a coward, and I'll make Angerschmidt take all the credit or all the failings as well. So basically, that is what I'm doing. So the scouting, I'll be taking charge of that as well, of course. Still need to sign up a few scouts. You look here, transfers and contracts. As I said, I will take charge of all the transfers at the club. The media, no interest in that whatsoever, so he can do that, that is for sure. Training as well, I'll leave that to the assistant manager and the B manager and under 18 manager. The tactics as well, all the assistant manager. Match, as you can see, they will all run the league matches as well, and the friendly matches, etc. And set pieces, the set piece coach can deal with that. So I am effectively a director of football without the official title. So, let's go look at the squad then. And I've highlighted 2 key positions here in the squad that I'm pretty not happy with, to be honest. And to be honest, I'm not really happy with the squad at all. You know, the Ajax team has really taken a battering in the last couple of seasons, and their squad is not looking great at all. There's some standout players, of course. One position that really does worry me, though, is the goalkeeper position, because we have got Geronimo Rulli, who's a very good goalkeeper at this level, 3.5-star reputation, or 3.5-star ability, should I say. And one thing about him is he's not the most complete goalkeeper you'll see, but when it comes to shot stopping, he's one of the best in the game. Look at that. His shot stopping is insane. 18 one-on-ones and 18 reflexes. The bad news about Rulli, though, is he's out for 7 to 8 months with a dislocated shoulder, so we're going to miss him for at least half the season, so that's a big problem. And also, what makes it even worse, his backup, Remco Pasveer, the 39-year-old veteran, he is also out for 4 to 5 months with a broken foot, so we're missing our number 1 and number 2 goalkeeper for a big chunk of the season. So we're left with backup goalkeepers Jay Gorta and Diant Ramai, and both aren't very good, to be honest. I think Gorta's the better of the two, but as you can see here, he's not really good enough to be our number 1 goalkeeper, although it's only temporary, but we have got 2 very serious injuries in the goalkeeper position, so I think I'm going to go out there and try and sign a very cheap goalkeeper, either permanent signing or a loan signing, just to get him in for this season to cover Rulli and Pasveer, and then hopefully Rulli will be good enough to be our number 1 next season. In terms of the defence, well, we've got Satalo here at the club, who's a very good centre-back, 23 years of age, Croatian 3.5 star, potentially 4.5 stars. He's overall a very good centre-back, to be honest. Still young, as I said, and overall he's very complete as well. He's got great composure, he's a good ball-playing defender. One weakness of his game, though, is probably his physicals, to be honest. Not that bad, but could definitely do with being better there. But all in all, he's the best centre-back at the club, so that is great. Also, we've got a very highly promising centre-back, Joel Hato, only 17 years of age. He can also play left-back as well. At the moment, he's not looking great, to be honest, but I will leave him in the first team, see if the assistant manager will use him. Of course, I don't know what players will be selected and won't be selected as well, so hopefully I don't get too many things wrong and I won't get too many players unhappy at the club. Hato is here, 17 years of age, great promise about him, but at the moment he doesn't look quite ready for first team football. We shall see about that, we shall see. The fullback position is not looking great, to be honest. Borna Sosa is here, another Croatian. He's good going forward, has to be said, but not so good defensively. Right back, we've got Divine Wrench at the club as well, 20 years of age, homegrown at the club. Looks alright, to be fair, very versatile. 1 cap for Holland already. He's 20 years of age, so hopefully he can improve a lot. If he does improve a lot, we could be on for a gem here, to be honest, but I feel like Hato has got more of the potential than Wrench. Backup right back, Anton Guy, he's not really good enough for the club, to be honest. Only 20 years of age. And same with backup left back, Salah Adina as well. So the fullback position is not looking great, to be honest. The right back and the left back, all right, Wrench and Sosa, but the backup options, not too great. Another problem position I think we have at the club is centre midfield, to be honest. We haven't got a lot of midfielders, has to be said. We've got Van den Boomen here at the club, who's a set-piece specialist. He's got 16 corners, 16 free kicks as well. Mentally, he's very good. Technically, he's quite good as well. He's uncapped from Netherlands, but he looks alright, but 27 years of age, about to turn 28 as well. He's not really the future of the club, and I feel like we can sign a better midfielder than him, and a lot younger as well. So he's only just joined the club, though, as you can see, from Toulouse. He didn't start his career at Ajax, but when he was very young, he was here at Ajax, left the club. It must be good for him to be back at the club. So he is here. He's a centre midfielder, of course. We've also got Kenneth Taylor, homegrown player at the club, 21 years of age, but if I'm being honest, I don't think he's very good. I don't think he's very good at all, to be honest. He's alright, but is he good enough to be one of our leading centre midfielders? I doubt it, I highly doubt it. Still got promise, of course, 21 years of age, 17 determination. Let's hope he improves, because he does really need to improve drastically for me to consider him as a key player for us. We've also got Mansverk at the club, who's he looks like a good centre midfielder, Norwegian. Again, needs to improve a lot, but mentally he looks rather good. 21 years of age, so we've got him as well. And that is about it for the midfielders. That's what I mean. We've got a problem here in midfield. We've got 3 centre midfielders. We've also got Benjamin Taharovic, who's only 20 years of age, Bosnian, but yeah, he doesn't look very good, does he? He doesn't look very good at all. So centre midfield is a real problem for us at the moment. I need to sign at least 1 centre midfielder, probably 2, to be honest, because that position is looking very, very, very weak for us. Very weak indeed. And also, as I said, the goalkeeper position as well. We need to sign someone there on loan or very cheap to cover that position for the season. Going forward, well, of course, we've got Berghaus and Bergwijn at the club, both 4-star players. Berghaus is 31 years of age. He's obviously a good player, and it'd be foolish to sell him in our first season, but again, 31 years of age, going to turn 32 this season. He is not the future of the club. We need to bring in some better, younger players than him. Of course, Ajax are known for their youth talent as well. They're great youth system, so hopefully we can produce some gems, but also I'd love to sign some very promising young talent as well. So Berghaus is here. He's obviously a good player, as I said. He's a wanted man though, wanted by Everton. I would be tempted to sell him, but only if we can replace him with someone just as good or slightly worse. So if that doesn't happen, I'm not interested, to be honest. But of course, he won't be here for too much longer. He is in his 30s now, so not the future of the club. Also, Bergwijn is here as well, 4-star player. 77k a week is a lot. That's actually the highest earner at the club. He's a wanted man as well, wanted by Newcastle. He's good. He's a good player, but again, 25 years of age, about to turn 26. It's not old by any means, and he's also not a very good player. He's a good player. He's an alright player, but I feel like we could do better and younger as well. So these two are good for now. Two are better players, but for the future, definitely need to replace both of them. Going forward, I feel like the striker position is a little bit problematic, but I will give Brian Brobby his chance this season. Another homegrown lad, 21 years of age. Let's hope he can bang the goals in for us. And also we've got Chuba Akpom here at the club, who's a new signing as well, and obviously scored bags of goals in the Championship last season. So that is it about for the first team. As I said, not the greatest looking squad in the world. We've got a decent centre-back in Satalo. We've got some promising full-back in Wrench and Hato as well. The midfield is looking rather weak, has to be said. Forward options, we've got Berghuis and Bergwijn on the wings, so should be good going forward, but I am worried about the rest of the team, to be honest. It is not the best Ajax team I've ever seen, not by any stretch of the imagination. In terms of young talent in the first team as well, there's only really Hato who's very promising in my opinion. Hato, of course, is 17. As I said, doesn't look quite ready for first team football, but he's obviously a very good player. Van Axel Dongen, not really very good at this stage, to be honest, so not really looking at him too much. Borges as well, he's quick, but other than that, he's not too great. So yeah, in terms of the talent in the first team, young talent, only really Hato is caught my eye, to be honest. In the B team though, we've got a lot of talent in the B team, as you can imagine. Got, 3 pages worth of players in the B team alone, so obviously can't go through all the players. Got Conceição out on loan at Porto for the season, potentially 4.5 stars. I'd like to have him at the club, to be honest. They've also got an optional future fee of 8.5 million, so hopefully they don't match that. Owen Windle's out on loan as well, be a good left back option to have, so I don't understand that one either. Nacho Univar is another promising talent as well, but in terms of players almost ready for first team football, no one is really catching my eye too much. We have got Bunida here at the club, who's technically a very good player, very good technically, but physically and mentally he's absolutely atrocious. He's only 17 years of age. If he can develop nicely, then he'll be one hell of a player in the future, but at the moment he's nowhere near ready for first team football. He is the one who's catching my eye the most at the moment, to be honest, but as you can see, there's many players with 5-star potential in the under-18s as well. We've got a few potentially 5 stars as well, but none of them are really ready for first team football. So, as I said, the problem areas will be the goalkeeper and the midfield department. I need to sign at least one player in those positions, preferably 2 in the centre midfield department. So let's go forward to the first transfer window and let's see what signings I make. I did manage to sign a goalkeeper before the end of the window. I signed David Ospina from Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Got him for £1.7 million, which was actually cheaper to sign Ospina than it was to loan him for the season. So although I do think Rulli is better than Ospina, it's good to have him at the club as well. Pasveer is 39 years of age, so if anything, Ospina could be useful as a backup next season as well. So got him here at the club, 1.7 million, 35 years of age, of course. I'm not really in the business of signing 35-year-olds, especially for a club like Ajax, but the goalkeeper position was a little bit problematic, shall we say, for the season, with our 2 number 1 goalkeepers, well, our number 1 and number 2 goalkeeper out injured for half the season at least, so needed to sign another one. Ospina has come here at the club, £1.7 million. Hopefully he'll do a job for us for one season. And just 2 more signings to talk of. Well, 1 permanent signing and 1 loan signing, so not too many signings to talk of. Lucas Gorna-Duaf has joined us from Red Bull Salzburg for £16.5 million. A very promising midfielder, 20 years of age, just turned 20 as well. Got him very cheap as well, £16.5 million. He's now worth £67 to £79 million, so that is a good piece of business. And also, as you can see here, he's just a very well-rounded midfielder. Can play numerous different positions, numerous different roles, shall I say, in midfield. You know, defensive midfield, he can go forward more as well. Depends what the assistant manager sees him as. And yeah, very happy to get him in. Signing for Red Bull Salzburg, £16.5 million only. Hopefully, he turns out to be a good player for us. And also, I have loaned Pape Matar from Tottenham for the season as more depth in the midfield department. So, great to see these 2 at the club. Adds more depth to the midfield. And in terms of players who have left us, no players left us on a permanent transfer. Only loaned out a few players, as you can see here. Some potential youngsters in the B squad. most notable one is probably Mr. Hoy, who's gone to Edio Den Haag, and Idumbo Muzambo, who's gone on loan to KN for the season as well. So in terms of signings, not much to talk of, although Gordon Duaf has come, and he's obviously strengthened the midfield along with Papi Matar, and also Ospina will cover in the goalkeeper position for at least half a season. Also, I managed to sign all my staff at the club. As you can see, it's looking more of a club now, which is very good. It took me a long while to get all these staff at the club, also in the Jong Ajax squad, and also in the under-18 squad as well. So yeah, as I said, it took me, well, seems like forever to get all these staff at the club. But one coach I should mention, he is my backup for the new managerial position, and that is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is here at the club. Where is he? There he is. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the former Manchester United manager, is now the coach here at Ajax for me. And to be honest, as a manager, he looks all right. He looks all right. Obviously, he's managed Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest club in the world. So hopefully, if assistant manager starts playing up, Solskjaer can come in to take over the reins and hopefully do a better job if it comes to it. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully Angus Schmidt just has it all settled down, and we can start winning trophies off the bat here with Ajax. But Solskjaer is here. If things start going wrong, I will put him as my new assistant manager. He is the backup in terms of that role at the moment, shall we say. So it's good to have him here at the club as well. Also got David Trezeguet as my chief scout as well. So we've got some famous former footballers here at the club. Trezeguet is doing the scouting and Solskjaer is doing the coaching. So as I said, I will not be dealing with any tactics here at the club, any formation, nothing at all. But this is the formation that the assistant manager is effectively playing at the start of the new season here. It's his favourite formation as well. I've got to say, he's got good taste. This is my favourite formation as well, so definitely a nice thing to have. In terms of the team he's putting out at the moment, well, Ospina is obviously the goalkeeper. He started off the first 4 games of the season. The back 4 is looking like this with Sosa on the left back. Obviously, the roles, I've just made the roles up. I don't know what roles they're playing, to be honest. Wrench right back and Satalo and Hato are starting centre back. So Hato is getting first team minutes at the start of the season here. He's already started 2 games in the league and 2 games in the Europa League, so that is nice to see. In terms of the midfield, he looks like he's going with a 2DM option of Taylor and Manswerk, and Akpom effectively as a shadow striker, I'd say. And then Bergwijn, Berghaus and Brobby as the, well, a front 4 effectively. So hopefully there'll be plenty of goals going forward. That would be nice. Also, good news is the club have qualified for the Europa League. They beat Union SG in the playoff for the Europa League. So, nice to get over on them. It's not an easy game, is it? Let's be honest. So, nice to see them qualify for the Europa League. Although, they started off the season very well, beating Heracles 6-1 at home. But then they drew away to Excelsior 1-1. So, hasn't been the greatest of starts to the season. But, of course, we'll give Angus Schmidt plenty of time to hopefully see him do very well for the club. Now, let's fast forward things to the start of the January transfer window. Let's see how the club are getting on. And let's see how the players are getting on. Well, it's been a very good start to the season, it has to be said. Unbeaten in the league after 16 games. Only 1 point clear of Feyenoord at the top, though. So, not exactly we've got a strong lead at the top. But Angus Schmidt is doing the business so far. Unbeaten in the first 16 games. Also qualified through the Europa League group stage as well. Finishing top of the group, just above Antwerp. Unfortunately, though, we're already out the Dutch Cup. Knocked down in the second round by Triple V Venlo. So, that ain't very promising. But at least we're top of the league at the moment, still unbeaten, but there's plenty of time left to go in the season. Also the Europa League as well. But at the moment, fingers crossed, things are looking all right. Things are looking all right. Well, looking at the squad here, and one position that's definitely catching my eye is a centre-back position. There's not a single player in the green here at the centre-back position. Satalo, in my opinion, is by far the best centre-back at the club, so he's all good. But Avila, he's not very good, to be honest. 22 years of age, Argentinian, not very good at all. Joel Hato is getting plenty of game time still, though. 17 starts this season. Quite surprised about that. Still 17 years of age. As you can see, though, he's starting to improve very nicely. He's also improved. He's improved already. So, yeah, definitely nice to see him getting game time. And hopefully it's a very good sign for the future. He's now worth £50 to £77 million, by the way. But he is not for sale for any price at the moment. Very, very big potential at the club. And also a homegrown player at the club as well. One thing I've also noticed is Papi Matar hasn't got a single start in the season yet. And nor has Van den Boomen. Not a single one of those has started a game this season, which is very bizarre. Van den Boomen as well. He's very unhappy at the club, so I've offered him out to clubs. And he's got a few bids, as you can see. All Italian clubs as well, so it looks like he's heading to Serie A. Hopefully with him being sold, might see Sarr get some game time. He's actually quite a good player, to be honest. 3-star, potentially 5-star. Don't know why the assistant manager is not playing him at all, which is very surprising. Gordon Duaf as well. He's only started 7 times this season, so he's not favouring him either. Mansverk and Taylor seem to be the two main centre midfielders for the season, it has to be said. Also going forward, Akpom's got 13 goals and 5 assists for the season, mainly playing in attack midfield, so that's nice. Also, Bergwijn's got 7 goals and 9 assists. Berghuis is doing alright as well, and so is Brian Brobby. So going forward, looking alright to be honest, but defensively, it's not looking the best. Don't really know what sort of player I'm looking for at this window, to be honest. We have got £10 million in the transfer budget and 72k under the wage budget, so it looks like we're likely to sell players to bring players in. Of course, Van den Boomen looks like he's leaving the club. I've got some other players I might sell here as well. We shall see about that. But I'm looking for a centre-back, although I'm a bit wary about signing a centre-back because if I do sign a centre-back, it's probably going to affect Hato's development. But anyway, let's go forward now to the end of the January transfer window and let's see how the team is getting on. Well, only gone on holiday a month, and unfortunately, we're 4 points off the top now, so it's not looking very good. We lost our first game of the season. We lost away to Go Ahead Eagles 3-1. And as you can see, Feyenoord have built up a little lead at the top, so that's not looking good for us, not at all. But most importantly, there's been 5 new signings here in January. The most notable of them all is Rooney Bargi. Of course, the young wonder kid, the young Swedish wonder kid. He's one of 2 players we have signed from FC Copenhagen, £9.5 million. He is the perfect replacement for Steven Berghuis, who is not getting any younger, a left-footed right winger. And as you can see, he's already very good. Only 18 years of age, recently turned 18 as well. He's now worth 72 to £109 million. So very exciting times to get Bargi here at the club. Hopefully he'll be a key player for us in the near future. Also signed another one of his teammates, that is Elias Gellert. He's a right back who's come at the club, signing for £17 million, so definitely a little bit expensive, but he's a good player, definitely a very good player, got bags of potential there, and also he can play either right back or left back, so that is very convenient. 3 more signings to talk of as well. I bought in Umar Salet at the club from Salzburg for £10.75 million. That was his minimum fee release clause. He is a new centre-back of ours, so that is great. 23 years of age, so not got the most potential in the world, but as you can see, he is definitely a very good centre-back. Also signed Martin Bacharina from Dynamo Zagreb for £12.5 million. He's only 20 years of age, very versatile midfielder, and definitely one for the future as well. So looking great in both those positions. And last but definitely not least, Marcus Leonardo has joined us from Santos in Brazil for £13 million. Again, his minimum fee release clause. So happy to see him at the club as well. Hopefully he'll bag the goals in for us. At the start of the window, we only had £10 million to spend. So with all these players joining us, of course, I had to sell a player. And I sold a big player as well. Steven Bergwijn has gone. He has gone to Newcastle for £49 million. So I am ecstatic with that, to be honest. I'm ecstatic with that. He's 26 years of age now. He's alright, but he's not amazing. He's obviously one of our better players, but this is not the standard we want at the club by the end of the rebuild. So Bergwijn has left the club for £49 million, gone to Newcastle. And the good news is we've effectively replaced him with Bacharina, who is 6 years younger and just as good, if not better, as you can see here. So yeah, very happy with that piece of business. Bergwijn, a key player of ours, but we've replaced him with Bargi and Bacharina, who's effectively playing on the left-hand side there. A couple of other players have left us. A few have left us on loan. Van den Boomen joined Salernitana in the end for £4.5 million. Also, Guy, our backup right back, he has gone to Bromby for £4.1 million. Again, effectively replaced him with Gellert from Copenhagen, so a massive upgrade there as well. A few players have gone out on loan as well. Van Axel Dongen has gone to Fortuna Sittard. Also, Saladin, our backup left back, has gone to Charleroi, along with Taharovic as well. Also, another player will be joining us end of the season. That is David Martinez. He'll join us from Monagas SC in Venezuela for just 600k. So, yeah, not a very expensive player at all. Already got 7 caps for Venezuela. He can't join the club yet because he's not 18 years of age. But he will join us in the summer. Very cheap. Definitely got potential about him. But also, hopefully we can sell him for profit down the line if he doesn't turn out to be good enough. And also, Pasveer, who's just turned 40 years of age, will be joining Al Tawoon in Saudi Arabia at the end of the season, so we'll be saying goodbye to him as well. Unfortunately, missed out on a very promising youngster from PSV for a free transfer. That is Isaac Babadi. His contract is expiring end of the season, but unfortunately, he chose Man City over us. How dare he choose Man City over the mighty Ajax? I was very much looking forward to this, signing, well, PSV, one of our biggest rivals, one of their better youngsters, probably their biggest youngster at the club. So, yeah, disappointing to lose out on him, but when you weigh up the options, it's not really a surprise, is it? He's joined Man City over us, so unfortunately, we missed out on him. First youth intake of the rebuild is looking quite good, it has to be said. A 5-star intake, an excellent intake. To be honest, I don't know about you guys, but this is one of the most exciting things for me on Football Manager, especially when I'm one of the, when I'm a team like Ajax, who have an incredible youth system. I get very excited for the new intake of youth players. As you can see, no 5-star recommended players or potential ability players, but we have got Des van Kibbersluis and Dirk Jan Balkenstein. One's a forward option in Van Kibbersluis. Definitely got potential, that is for sure. 16 years of age. We've also got Balkenstein as well, who's a centre-back. Obviously, both got a lot of work to do, but it's good to get our first potential regens come through the club. Other than that, not too much to mention, to be honest. A couple of 4-star players, but these two are two players who could get used in the rebuild. Also, it's 26th of March, only a month or so to go before the end of the season. And unfortunately, we're now 5 points behind Feyenoord, second in the league. We've still only lost one game in the season. That was a way to go ahead, Eagles, but it doesn't matter. We've drawn too many games, and it looks like at the moment we'll finish second in the league in the first season. Heard of worse first seasons than that, but we'll see what happens. 8 games to go. Can Angelschmidt and the team turn things around there? Also, unfortunately, we're out of the Europa League, knocked down in the round of 16 by Real Betis. Well, unfortunately, end of the first season. It seems like it was a bit of a capitulation in the second half of the season. By the mid-season break, 17 games, we are leading the league table over Feyenoord, but come end of the season, we finished off 10 points below them. Only lost 2 games in the season, away to Zwolle and go-ahead Eagles, which is disappointing. But 10 draws in the season really did cost the team. But I guess you can say it's promising signs. It's a lot better than Ajax in real life. Obviously sitting 6th in real life at the moment, so definitely better than that in real life. And Feyenoord probably are the best team in Holland right now, along with PSV. So to get second in between the two is not the worst position I've seen in my life, that is for sure, but hopefully it can improve over time. So in terms of the assistant manager, Angelschmidt, not the best of first seasons, but also some promising signs and definitely got potential there. So his job is secured for next season, the start of next season at least at the moment. So hopefully it can improve next season, but we shall see what happens, I guess. Well, best player of the season has to go to Steven Berghuis, even though we signed Bargy for the season. He didn't get too many game time, I don't think. He only started 4 games for the season, so I think I might sell Berghuis at the start of next season, which sounds bizarre, seeing as he's our best player this season, but needs to get Bargy in the team. And you compare Bargy with Berghuis, then it's just no-brainer to give Bargy the game time. Look at that. Bargy, he is 14 years younger than Berghuis, and he is a better player, so Berghuis needs to go despite him having a good season. Also, Akpom, he's had a good season as well, 16 goals and 10 assists. Batcherina came in quite nicely, only came in January, but with a 7.28 average rating, looking nice. Leonardo only started 3 games, but he got 4 goals in those 3 games, so definitely promising signs for him as well. I'm not really sure about new potential signings for next season, to be honest. I think I'll just see what pops up for the club, what positions I can strengthen in. Of course, I'm looking for signings, but I haven't really identified the key position I want to strengthen next season, to be honest, yet. But as you can see, got 3 players here who are out on loan, who've been called up to the first team. No-brainers again, in my opinion. Owen Windle, he's up into the first team. If I compare him with Borna Sosa, I think he's a better player. So, yeah, that is one player who could leave us, to be honest. That is Sosa. Don't really need two older left-backs at the club. Say older, 24 and 26 is definitely not old, but for football terms, for a club like Ajax, it is a little bit old. So, Owen Windle, in my opinion, is a better player, a better all-round left-back. So, and he's also homegrown in the country as well. So, definitely appealing more towards him than Sosa. So, Sosa could leave. Conceição up in the first team as well. At the moment, Porto haven't matched his optional future fee. Hopefully they don't, because he's definitely one for the future, 21 years of age. Sell Berghuis, and on the right wing we've got Conceição and Rooney Bargy. That is looking very good to me. And also Univar, he's a homegrown player at the club as well, so hopefully he'll get some game time next season. He's developed nicely this season on loan at FC20, so he is another one called up to the first team. As I said, I'm not entirely sure where I'm looking to strengthen for Season 2, but one thing is for sure, we need to strengthen the team. At the start of Season 2 here of the rebuild, I've signed 5 new players for the new season. And interestingly enough, the first 4 of them are all from South America. Martinez joined us, of course, from Monagas. He's now 18 years of age. He's come to the club. Also signed Vicente Pizarro from Colo Colo in Chile for just £3.6 million. He is definitely a player you guys should check out. It's the first time I'm seeing him here on this new Football Manager. As you can see, 21 years of age, just turned 21 as well. Well, no, he's about to turn 22, sorry, but as you can see here, he's a very good player for £3.6 million, an absolute bargain. As you can see, a very good player, still got potential as well, so I'm ecstatic with this signing of Pizarro. Also, Ezequiel Fernandez has joined us from Boca Juniors for £12.5 million. He looks like a very good player. Looks like quite a good overall centre midfielder. Good defensively, but also got great vision as well, so that is nice. Again, he's young, 22 years of age. And another player from South America, that is Facundo Farias. He has joined us from Inter Miami, David Beckham's team, of course, for £5.75 million. He is a new option in the forward positions, attacking midfield. Again, 22 years of age, and he's from Argentina. So, very happy with the signings I've made. Very cheap as well, as you can see. £3.6 million for Pizarro, just £5.75 million for Frias, and £12.5 million for Fernandez as well. That is not all the signings though. There's one player I'm forgetting to mention, and he is a more expensive player, and he's not South American, and that is Zeno de Bast. He has joined us from Anderlecht for £28 million. To be honest, he is a very exciting centre-back, de Bast. Very exciting in my opinion. 20 years of age. He's only got 5 caps for Belgium. Expensive, but I feel like he is going to be worth it. I feel like he's going to be worth it. As you can see here, he's a very modern centre-back, which is very nice. I love a modern centre-back. Ball-playing defender, 15 composure, 15 passing as well, 15 vision. He's very good in the air. He's good physically as well. Average pace. But the beauty of it, he's still only 20 years of age. He's still going to develop, and hopefully he develops to a standard where he's going to be amazing for us. So, £28 million for the Bast, but a very exciting player to join us. Now we'll get ready for all the players that have left us, because there's been a lot of players who have left us. A lot of players left us on a free transfer, not really any players of note, apart from Pasveer, who of course has gone to Al Tawoun. Mikatudzi has gone to Valencia for £3.9 million, nothing more than a backup option, so don't really miss him. And George Sanchez, who was on loan at Porto last season, has gone to Al Qadsia for £6.75 million. That isn't even half the sales though. As you can see, a lot more players have left us. Salah Ad-Din, who was our backup left back for last season, not really good enough, is he? So he's on to Paris FC for 500k. Lots of players are out on loan as well. Borna Sosa is another one who has gone to Saudi Arabia. He has gone to Al Raid for £11 million. And true to my word, Berghaus has left us. He has gone to Crystal Palace for £16 million. 32 years of age now, about to turn 33. Bargy is better and 14 years younger, so it's the time to see Berghaus leave the club, and he is going to play his trade in the Premier League. Loads of other players left us out on loan as well, and another one who's left us is Jakov Medic, our 4th choice centre-back. He has gone to AZ Alkmaar for £1.8 million. So unfortunately, it hasn't been a great start to the new season again. We're sitting 5th in the league after only 4 games, to be fair, but already lost the game away to Heerenveen 2-1. So, with that being said, 2nd in the season last season, not been a great start to this season. Our assistant manager, or effectively manager, Angus Schmidt, has until January to show me some promise to keep his job. Otherwise, I am replacing him with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Unfortunately, the assistant manager hasn't listened, and we haven't been doing too well this season. After 17 games at the mid-season break, sitting 3rd in the league, 6 points behind PSV. He has won his last 4 league games in a row though, so I've decided I will give him to the end of the month to hopefully show me some signs that he is the man to lead us forward. Otherwise, he will be getting sacked and replaced by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Also, the Champions League is not looking great, to be honest. We're down in 18th position, but we have got a big chance of qualifying for the playoff round. 2 games to go left in that league phase. Unfortunately, the Dutch Cup, we're out in the second round. Again, 2 seasons in a row. We're knocked down in the second round by FC Emmen. Also, I forgot to mention, we lost the Johan Cruyff Schal at the start of the season to Feyenoord. So we missed out on a piece of silverware there. So it's not looking too well for us right now in the rebuild. Season 2, 3rd in the league, even worse than last season. This time last season, we're sitting top of the league, unbeaten. So Angus Schmidt, is he losing the dressing room? We shall see. Unfortunately, the assistant manager, Angus Schmidt, is picking to choose Ospina as a number 1 for the season, which is a little bit annoying because I feel like Rulli is a better player. He's injured at the moment, as you can see, out for 2 days. But as you can see, he is alienated at the club. He is not very happy with his lack of game time. Only started 6 games all season, so that is a problem. Also, another problem at the club is the Bast is not getting any game time at all. As you can see, not a single start for the Bast for the season, which is very, very strange. I'm not really happy with that, to be honest, so I might need to sell a centre-back to get the Bast into the team, because I do really feel like he is a very, very high potential centre-back, and I want him to be our number 1 centre-back for the club, for the rebuild. So the fact he's got absolutely no game time at the club is very, very worrying. So Zatalo or Salet, I may have to sell one of them, to be honest. Also in the midfield, Ezequiel Fernandez, our new signing, is getting any game time at all as well. Not a single start for him. Pizarro, on the other hand, though, has started 21 games and looking very good. Kenneth Taylor, though, is doing my head in, to be honest. He's having a good season again. He's the club captain, but he's not very good. He's not very good at all, to be honest. He's pretty darn terrible, in my opinion, looking at him here. And he's taking away minutes from better players. Fernandez is a better player than Taylor. If you look here, Fernandez is just a no-brainer. He's a much better player than him. Same age as well, so Fernandez has not got a single start in the season, but Kenneth Taylor is starting all the games. So I'm trying to look to sell him as well, to be honest, because I just don't rate him very highly. Also, Bardi, without Berghaus at the club, he is flourishing now. 24 games, 11 goals and 7 assists for him. But unfortunately, the striker situation is not looking very good. Leonardo's getting plenty of game time this season, but he's only got 11 goals in 24 games for the season. Alright, it's not too bad. It's alright, almost 1 in 2, but a 6.86 average rating. I might need to strengthen the striker department in this window. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the new manager here with Ajax. I've given Schmidt enough chances now. He has not proved the business, so I've made the change. Schmidt has been booted out, unfortunately for him, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the new assistant manager, technically the manager. So let's give Ole his chance. Ole is at the wheel, as the Man United fans used to say. Schmidt lost his job after I saw him lose away to FC Utrecht 3-0. That was the final straw for me. He had to be gone after that point, and I sacked him. Ole's first 2 games in charge have been very promising. He beat AZ at home 1-0 because during this period of Fenerbahce game, he hadn't agreed to be assistant manager yet, so he wasn't technically in charge of that game. So he beat AZ at home 1-0 and beat Brighton away 2-1 in the Champions League phase final game to secure qualification for the playoff round. So started off very promising for Ole here. Also, 3 more players have joined the club. One of those is Youssoufa Moukoko. He has joined us on loan for the season from Borussia Dortmund. I was looking for a new striker, to be honest. I was absolutely desperate for a new striker, but no strikers want to join us. There is no striker that wants to join the club. Moukoko is definitely a good player, definitely a high potential player. I'm just worried whether he's going to get game time ahead of Leonardo. We shall see. But the great news about him is, though, he's very versatile as well. It says he can only play 1 position, but as you can see, he can effectively play 4 positions. So hopefully he gets some game time at the club. He's on loan for the season. No view of a permanent signing in there, just for this season. Also, I've signed a new goalkeeper as well, a new very promising goalkeeper. Noah Atabolu has joined us from Freiburg for £37.5 million. New record signing, very expensive, but he's a very good goalkeeper. 22 years of age, very high potential, and he should be our new number 1. So great to get him in as well. And finally, Leandro Morgalla has joined us from Salzburg for £13 million. 20 years of age, definitely got some potential about him. And again, great news about him, he's versatile, can play anywhere in the defence. Well, a little bit of some shock sales here, has to be said. Rulli has joined Al Fayha for £4.8 million. Obviously gone to Saudi Arabia, a lot of the players have gone. Atabulu has effectively replaced him though, so, you know, we've got a much younger goalkeeper and an all-round better goalkeeper as well, so that's good. Satalo as well, our best centre-back at the club. What am I thinking selling him? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know, but we've got Zeno de Bast here at the club. I really want to give him some game time. Well, I want to force the assistant manager giving him game time, shall we say. So Satalo has left us. He's gone to Saudi Arabia as well for £23 million to Al Ali. He's a good centre-back. He is a good centre-back, but physically I do worry about him, to be honest, and his speed a little bit as well. So de Bast is a better player for the future. At the moment, Satalo is still better, but hopefully it'll be a wise decision come end of the rebuild. Also, a bit of a shock sale is Owen Windle has joined Al Nassr, another Saudi Arabian club, for £35.5 million. I wasn't interested in selling Windle. I think he's a good player, our best left back at the club, and he's also homegrown at the club. But when I saw the bid come from Al Nassr, I couldn't turn it down. £35.5 million. Very happy with that. And also, thankfully, I've managed to get rid of Kenneth Taylor. He's gone on loan to Inter Milan for the season with a potential, well, he's managing future fee of £9.75 million. So I've got rid of my club captain, which is definitely a bold move. But as you can see there, he's just not good, is he? He's not good at all. He hasn't got any better in the rebuild so far. And I've booted him out of the club to make space for other players. Well, what do they say? Don't get too excited with a new manager, because as you can see, with a couple months to go, it's the new youth intake again. We are sitting 3rd in the league. 11 points behind PSV at the top and 10 points behind Feyenoord in 2nd place. We've lost 3 of the last 5 games, and Solskjaer has been terrible so far at the start of the season. We can't judge him too much though. I'm going to give him at least the start of a new season to see what he's worth, but hasn't looked good for us at all. He might have not even finished in the top 5 at this rate. It's been absolutely terrible, and yeah, it doesn't look likely we're going to win the league title this season unless PSV and Feyenoord forget how to play football. Also, the Champions League, we got to the round of 16, but we got knocked out by RB Leipzig, unfortunately. And in terms of that youth intake, another very good one, has to be said, a very good one. Our first 5-star player's come through, and his name is Dusan Bal. See, potentially 5 stars. He's another right winger, so let's see what he's made of. Doesn't look too good at the moment. Van Kibberslaus from last season looked better, but a 5-star player is always nice. Aubrey Mormon as well, he's another high potential player. Potentially 4.5 stars. Got a few 4-star players as well. Another 4.5 star player there as well. So the youth intake is looking very good. Something that isn't looking good though is that disgusting league position. Not only did we finish below PSV and Feyenoord, we also finished below FC Utrecht. What on earth is going on? 4th in the league in the second season here. Absolutely disastrous. 9 defeats. 9 defeats for the season. Absolutely terrible. Well, it has to be said, a very, very shocking start to the rebuild here. 4th in the league in our second season. What is going on? What is going on? Solskjaer, you need to sort yourself out, mate. I might have to take over the tactics if he carries on this rate because I am not happy at all. Absolutely terrible. Obviously, the Dutch Cup out in the second round again. 2 seasons on the spin. The Champions League, not too bad. Round of 16, that is all right. And obviously finished runners-up in the Johan Cruyff Show as well. We also got the Club World Championship coming up. That begins in 19 days' time. Not like we've got any chance of winning that. We can't win the Eredivisie. Can't even finish 3rd in the Eredivisie. What chance do we have in the Club World Championship? We start off against Barcelona in there as well. Look at the state of these performances, by the way. 4 losses in a row in this period here without scoring a goal. 3 in the league and 1 in the Champions League as well. So, yeah, Solskjaer, he started off very promising, but it didn't end very promising for him. But again, as I said, we're going to give him a chance at the start of next season. Let's see how he starts off the season at least. Well, at the start of season 3, the absolutely priority position at the club now is a striker. Marcus Leonardo hasn't turned out to be quite a good signing. He scored 12 goals at the end of the season in 31 games. 31 games and 12 goals with 3 assists with a 6.77 average rating. So we need a new striker. We're desperate for a new striker here at the club. Rudy Barge had a very good season though, as you can see. 19 goals and 16 assists for him. But he is not a striker, he is a right winger. Definitely a great signing though, isn't it? 4.5 star ability already to replace Berghaus. Very happy of him. Bacciarina had a very good season as well, with 8 goals and 17 assists. So on the wings it's looking very good, but are we missing just a pure striker here? If we had an out-and-out striker, we were banging the goals in for fun, like a Luis Suarez, for example. Obviously played for Ajax and did very well there, and at other places as well, of course. So can we find that little gem striker, a Luis Suarez type player, to take over Leonardo up front there, because Leonardo, he is not looking very good. Also, Moukoko signed him to battle out Leonardo, but he didn't make a single appearance with the club, not off the bench or start, so that was a very pointless loan signing, wasn't it? Also, Atabulu, who I signed as our new goalkeeper, hasn't played a single game as well, which is very, very annoying. What on earth is Solskjaer thinking? Playing Ospina over Atabulu, a 36-year-old goalkeeper, over a 22-year-old better goalkeeper, and 14 years younger. Don't understand. But anyway, Ospina runs out contract end of the season. I'll be happy to see the back of him. Although he's been quite decent, he has taken away precious minutes from other players, so that is annoying. Also, De Bast didn't get the game time, only 2 starts for the season, so I'm thinking about setting another centre-back, maybe Salet, to get De Bast into the team, because he needs to get in the team and start developing, that is for sure. He's already started to develop a little bit. He just needs to start, doesn't he? He needs to start. It's outstanding prospect here at the club, De Bast. I don't understand why the assistant managers aren't giving him the game time. And in terms of potential call-ups to the first team, as you can see here, we've got a few little players coming through here at the club. All of them are homegrown as well, so apart from Mazambu, he's not homegrown at the club yet, but he's 3 stars now. Same with Rasmussen as well. And we've also got Banel and Missahoy, so I'm looking to bring those players up to the club, and I'm looking to sell some players such as Carlos Borges, who I don't think is very good at all, to be honest. I think he's rather terrible, to be honest. He's quick, and that is about it. Other than that, he is not very good. Conceição, he's not getting the game time, and let's be honest, he's been overshadowed by Bargi this season. Don't really need him at the club anymore, and we also need more homegrown players in the club, which sounds quite bizarre to say, seeing to be at Ajax, but we do. Also, Akpom, looking to sell him as well, and to be honest, I'm looking to sell either Brobby or Leonardo and signing them with a new striker, so A new striker is an absolute priority, but another priority position for me is centre-back. I need to sell a centre-back so the Bast can get game time. Great news, we have a new striker. Benjamin Sesko, of all people, has joined the club for £43 million. 22 years of age, a bit of an FM legend these days, Sesko, especially on last FM and the year before that. 41 caps for Slovenia and 21 goals as well. 22 years of age and a very complete striker. Not quite as good as he has looked in previous FMs, but as you can see, he's still a very good player and overall a great striker. Good in the air, good speed as well, good going forward. So thankfully, finally signed a new striker. Marcus Leonardo, he is not a very good player, so Sesko has come here at the club. Great to see him here. He's a star player now as well. 65k a week, but hopefully he will reward me with that big wage packet with lots of goals. He is not the only player to join us though. Only signed 2 more players, but I've signed a left back. Effectively, I haven't had an out-and-out left back since I sold Sosa and Windle, so it's nice to get one. Archie Brown, a young Englishman playing for AA Ghent, signing for £12 million, 23 years of age, so great to get him in. He's quite a good player, to be honest. He's quite a good player. Definitely a little gem you can find. He started his career for West Brom, went to Derby, then he went to Switzerland, which is a strange route to take, but he then went to AA Ghent, and now he's playing for Ajax. So obviously it's not real life, but he's playing for Ajax in the virtual universe, so we'll see what he can do. Still only 23 years of age. He's still improving, so that is nice. And finally, last but definitely not least, I've signed Uadrago, who definitely is an FM legend. A great potential player, really, really great potential player. Signing from Schalke for £24 million. Only just turned 19 years of age. A very versatile player as well. Great going forward and loads of development still to go. So he is a very exciting one to get at a club as well. Kenneth Taylor's move to Inter Milan has been made permanent, of course. He's gone there for £9.75 million. I'm absolutely ecstatic to see the back of him. Although he's an Ajax local lad, and he was the club captain, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough, takes away game time from other players, so I'm thankfully we see the back of him. Not a very big fee, but I was just desperate to see him leave. Also, Akpom has gone to Al Shabab, another Saudi Arabian team, nicking our players. He's gone there for £11.75 million, and Conceicao has gone on loan to RC Lens for the season, with a view of a permanent transfer there in there as well. Well, if he plays 25 matches, we'll get £21 million for Conceicao. So plenty of other sales to talk of as well. Brian Brobby is on loan to Sporting Lisbon for the season. Again, he's got mandatory future fee. No, optional future fee of £21 million in there. Brobby, he's a local lad. He's come from the youth system, but he's on 69k a week. He's now the highest earner at the club, which cannot be justified at all. So he is on loan to Sporting Lisbon with a view to sell him as well. Carlos Borges has gone to Braga for £5.25 million. Loads of players gone out on loan as well. Kian Fitziem, who was a youngster in our B squad. Definitely a decent talent, but good enough to be an Ajax regular? I don't think so. He's gone to Antwerp for £5.8 million, I think it was. Well, £6.75 million, shall I say. Also, good news about the centre-back department. I sold Umar Solet, so thankfully the Bast can finally get some game time now, hopefully. He has gone to Villarreal for £30 million, so... although lots of players have left us, it seems here, most of them are on loan, of course. I feel like we've strengthened the club, though, because we've got our new striker, thank God. We've got Benjamin Sesko up front, who hopefully can lead the club forward. Also, with Solskjaer's first full season in charge, it's been a promising start to the new season. Only played 4 games, but won 3, drew 1, and yet to concede a goal. So that is a very promising sign to start off season 3 here. What on earth is going on with the Dutch Cup? We've been knocked out of the second round for 3rd season in a row. What is happening with this competition? We can't get past the second round. For the 3rd season in a row, we've been knocked out in the second round by FC Utrecht. So what on earth is happening there? Also, at the 3rd of February now, with 13 games to go, we are sitting top of the league, which is very nice. But look at this title race. There's only 1 point separating us in first and PSV in 3rd. So it looks like we put the disappointment of season 2 behind us. And it looks like we're back in the title race at least. And hopefully come end of the season, we can lift our first piece of silverware. That'd be very nice, wouldn't it? I've signed 2 more players in January as well. Nikola Tomic has joined us from Red Star Belgrade. The first regen I've signed in the rebuild. He joins us for £25 million. He's a left back, as you can see. He can't really defend, which is a problem, but he's only 18 years of age, so hopefully he can defend a bit. Hopefully he can develop a little bit of a defensive brain, and we can use him in the future. Physically, though, he's outstanding already at 18 years of age. It's scary how good he could be physically in the future, so that's definitely one to look out for. But defensively, he needs to get better, that is for sure. One more signing, Mark Guillou has joined us from Tottenham for £24.5 million. He's effectively replaced Marcos Leonardo, who I finally got rid of. He's been absolutely atrocious here with us. Guillou is he's a very good player. He's actually just a Sesko 2.0 effectively. He's just basically a backup Sesko. Very good in the air, good pace as well, good going forward. Only 20 years of age, so definitely one for the future. Wonder kid as well, 6'2". Good backup to Sesko and a complete striker as well. So in terms of the players that have left us, a lot of loans have gone out again. One notable one though is Uedrago. He's on loan to RB Leipzig for the rest of the season. Not been getting the game time under Solskjaer. And RB Leipzig came in for a loan offer for him, apparently to be an important player. So, they're a good team. They want to play him and give him game time for us. Then, albeit, he's gone loan there for the rest of the season, only a few months. And also, as I mentioned, Leonardo has left the club. He has gone to Fulham for £30 million. I'm very happy with that sale, to be honest. He's not really developed at all. He's looking pretty useless, to be honest with you. And we only signed him for £13 million. Not done the business, as I said. Replaced him with Guillou, who's a better complete striker than him. So happy to see the back of him. Happy to see the back of him. Also, last but definitely not least, I've signed an incredible goalkeeper on a free transfer. He's been on my shortlist for a while now. I just signed a new goalkeeper, but Guillaume Restes, 20 years of age, on a free transfer from Toulouse, end of the season. He'll be joining us. If you can compare with Atabulu, not much difference between the two players, although I would argue the case that Restes is better. He's also 3 years younger. Atabulu spent big money on him last season, but to get this sort of player on a free transfer, we could sell Atabulu next season, and we've got a ready-made replacement in Restes coming at the club. So very happy with that signing as well. Ecstatic with that signing, actually. Luckily for us, no other team came in for him, so we managed to get him, which is very nice. And also, Geraldo Tolero will be joining us from Atletico Nacional on a free transfer come end of the season. Also, Sesko is really looking better than the strikers we had previously. 11 goals only for the season, but a better ratio than 1 and 2. 19 games and 11 goals for him. Rooney Bargi, again, the best player of the season with 12 goals and 11 assists. The third intake of the rebuild, and unfortunately, it is by far the worst intake of the rebuild. Only one player to mention, really, and that is Shura Milito, potentially 4.5-star player. Other than that, the intake has been very, very poor, which is very poor for a team like Ajax, unfortunately for us. Also, we are down to second in the league now, unfortunately. 3 points behind Feyenoord with 6 games to go. Unfortunately, it's the third season in a row now and we haven't won the league title. So the first 3 seasons of the rebuild and we are trophyless. And also the most devastating thing is we lost the final game of the season. 1-0 away to AZ Alkmaar, which prevented us winning the title. Beat AZ in that game and we would have won the title. So that is devastating. With that in mind, seeing as Solskjaer came very close to winning the league title, I'll give them another chance for next season, but next season is it now. First 3 seasons, not a single trophy to talk of. Out in the second round of the Dutch Cup every single season as well. We need to start seeing some improvement next season and hopefully a trophy. That is the disgusting loss I'm talking about. Final game of the season. Obviously a tricky game away to AZ, but losing 2-0 very disappointing and cost us the league title. Also in the Europa League, got to the quarter-final but knocked out by Real Betis again. I think it was the Champions League last time. This time Real Betis knocked us out in the quarter-final, so that's disappointing, sorry. It looked like there was quite a good Europa League run going on there, but Real Betis had something else to say about that. I told myself at the start of Season 4 here that Solskjaer has got till January to turn things around and well, we need to start becoming the best team in the league now, don't we? What sort of rebuild is this? A terrible one. That is it. Terrible. But anyway, at the start of the new season, start of Season 4 here, first 4 games of the season, we've won all 4 without conceding a goal. So it started off well with Solskjaer. Hopefully it continues for an entire season. That'd be very nice, wouldn't it? If Solskjaer is not doing well as a manager, I've already got my replacement set up. The B manager is Pellegrino Matarazzo, who is American and he previously managed Hoffenheim and Stuttgart. So he is definitely a future manager for us, that is for sure. Problem with him though is his preferred formation is a 5-2-1-2 DM-AM, where Solskjaer is the same as Angus Schmidt with a 4-2-3-1. So definitely be a big change when we went with Matarazzo. But also we've got an under-18 manager in Danny Roll, who's also very good. He also has a different formation though, a 4-4-2, but he's also been manager of Sheffield Wednesday and he's also been the assistant manager of Bayern Munich and Germany. So he is definitely a good little potential manager for the future, only 37 years of age as well. So if Solskjaer is playing up, I'm leaning more towards my under-18s manager, but either one of those could come in and do a job, hopefully, for us. Well, the first 3 seasons weren't very good, but with the signings I've made for the start of Season 4, I'm very excited now, and I think it's time for us to take that step and become the Netherlands' biggest club again. Lots of players have joined us. Restes was the first one, of course, and a free transfer. Our new #1 goalkeeper, very happy with that. Also signed Moscardo from Corinthians for £12.5 million. He's a centre-back / DM, 20 years of age, still young, still developing, so very happy with that signing. Signed a youngster from CFR Cluj called Kisu. Luis Fernando's joined us from Palmeiras. He's a youngster as well, £11 million. Another youngster in Lachina, another youngster in Krupi, but he is an outstanding potential wonder kid. One of the best wonder kids on the game. A signing from FC Lorient for £41 million. As you can see here, 20 years of age. He has got massive potential ability in this FM. When I'm telling you that you should go out and sign it. If you have the money, sign Krupi. He's a must signing. He already looks very good, and hopefully he's going to look a lot better in a couple of seasons as well. So very exciting to get him in. £41 million, definitely very expensive, but hopefully he'll be worth the money. And two more great signings as well. João Rigo has joined us from Benfica for £24 million. He looks very, very good. 21 years of age. Very good player indeed. And Rodrigo Ribeiro has joined us from Sporting Lisbon for £28 million as well. 21 years of age. 3 caps and 3 goals for Portugal. So, a lot of players have joined us. So that means a lot of players have left us. As you can see, £110 million in player sales. And that is not even all of them. Wow, loads of players have left us actually. Atabulu, he joined Brighton for £30 million. So we lost money on Atabulu, but we did sign Restes on a free transfer to replace him, so I'm happy with that. Yuri Bass has gone to Toulouse for £4.2 million. Rasmussen, one of our youngsters, has gone to Luton for £20 million. Very happy with that sale. Conceicao has gone to the RC Lens for £21 million, of course. That's about it for those sales there. And also some big sales to talk of. As you can see, Mansverk has gone to Real Madrid for £56 million. Very good player for us, Mansverk. Definitely a key player for us over the years here. Last season he was brilliant actually. 6 goals and 10 assists. But to get that sort of money for him, I'm very happy with that. And you can't really say no to Real Madrid, can you? £56 million to him, that is nice. Another one's gone to Saudi Arabia. That is Brian Brobby. He's joined Al Shabab for £10.5 million. Ezekiel Fernandez is not getting any game time at the club at all. He's gone to Sevilla on loan for the season. Jaden Bennell, who's a youngster here at the club, has gone to another Saudi Arabian club for £11 million. Another big sale to talk of as well. Martin Bacciarina has joined Leverkusen for £50 million. I'm actually very happy with this sale because Bacciarina is a very good player, but we've replaced him with João Rigo, who's a very good player as well, as you can see here. So, yeah, very happy with the sale of Bacciarina there. £50 million is a lot of money. A load more players have left us out on loan as well, and that's about it really. But some big sales to talk of. Of course, Bacciarina's left us, and so has Mansverk as well. So, yeah, lots of players have left us. The B team is still looking absolutely massive, by the way. As you can see here, got about 4 pages of B team players now. So, obviously, lots of loans to talk of, has to be said. If we look at the squad here, we've got some very big players at the club now. Bargi, he's the best player at the club, has to be said. Pizarro is a very good player as well. Joel Hato has developed very nicely here for us, as you can see here. Comparing to when he was 17, he has drastically improved, and hopefully it still continues. He's still only 20 years of age, so great player to have, Hato. Ribeiro is a great player as well. He just joined the club, of course. Restes, Archie Brown, De Bast. He's finally got some game time, which is very nice. Played 28 games last season, so I'm ecstatic with that. So yeah, the team is looking rather good. We're top of the league, 4 wins out of 4. Let's hope we're top of the league come end of the season. I don't believe it. For the 4th season in a row, we're out of the Dutch Cup second round again. 4 seasons in a row. 4 seasons in a row. We haven't won a single game in the Dutch Cup. I don't know what on earth is going on with this competition. Not at all, but wow, we can't play in this competition. 4 seasons on the spin in the second round. Very bizarre. The good news is we are top of the league still with 6 points clear of Feyenoord. We lost 2 games in the season now, away to PSV and away to Heerenveen, but for the first time in the rebuild, it looks like we're favourites for the league title, and we might finally win our first piece of silverware. Also, the Champions League, we're through to the knockout playoff round, where we're facing Club Brugge, so hopefully we can get through them and get a little bit of a nice Champions League streak as well. But most importantly, we've been top of the league the entire season in the Eredivisie. Hopefully, we will end the season as well and finally win our first piece of silverware. Also, some new signings to talk of and a very big sale as well. Samuel Santos has joined us from ATP in Brazil for £3.5 million. He's a new potential left back. Looks rather good, 18 years of age. Can also play centre back and right back, so definitely one for the future. Pedro Porro as well. He's joined us from Liverpool on loan for the season. You get to see why I did that in a second. No interest in signing on a permanent transfer, of course. Way too high wages for us, but for the season, rest of the season, as a backup right back, happy with that. And also Alexis Lucas has joined us from Genk for £2.5 million. Another young player. he's not that good really, to be honest. After I signed him, I thought, why have I signed him for? But he did have Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United after him, so I got a little bit tempted with those teams and decided to nick him off them, basically. So he's here at the club. Hopefully he turns out to be a good player, but I've not got too much hope for him. Potentially 3.5 stars, but only £2.5 million, so not too bad. So who is this big sale I'm talking about? And that is Benjamin Sesko. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for Sesko, but it has worked out for another player. Get to him in a second. Sesko's won the Leicester for £51 million. Very happy with the sale, to be honest. This season hasn't getting the game time. Only 2 goals in 10 games. The striker problem at the club is continuing, to be honest. We've got Ribeiro at the club now, who's doing all right, but still, we're yet to find that prolific striker. I thought Sesko was the man. Unfortunately, he hasn't done the business as of yet. Thankfully, we got our money back for him, though. £44.5 million, plus he'll be rising to £50 million after league appearances. So I'm happy with the sale, to be honest. But again, not happy with how the strikers have turned out. He is still not doing the business for us. Also, Facundo Farias has joined Bournemouth for £16.25 million. And as usual, loads of players have gone out on loan as well. For the 3rd year in a row, Bargy is looking like the better player of the season, but only 6 goals and 7 assists so far. Joao Rigo has been a very good signing as well, 8 goals and 8 assists. Hato continues to impress at centre-back. And also, Ribeiro, he has got 12 goals in 21 starts, but again, a poor average rating of 6.86. The striker problems continue. The good news is, though, we are top of the league with only 3 months to go. Will we finally win our first piece of silverware? Bad news. Unfortunately, 2nd season in a row, the youth intake hasn't been very good. As you can see here, only 2 players since 4 stars. We've got a couple of players here who are decent, but yeah, again, a 2.5 star average intake. Not great, but some great news, though, to the present, and we are absolutely smashing the league with 6 games to go in the league with 13 points clear at the top over Feyenoord. So thankfully, it looks like we've finally won a league title in the 4th season. Unfortunately, though, we got knocked out of the Champions League playoff round by Club Brugge, which is very disappointing. The inevitable happened, though. We did finally win our first trophy of the rebuild. Of course, the Dutch Cup is not really going to plan. It's pretty useless, basically, isn't it? The Dutch Cup is pretty pointless. 2nd round, 4 years in a row. It's very bizarre. But we've finally won the league title for the first time. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lifting the trophy for us. Only 2 defeats in the season, and also only 14 goals conceded this season. The centre-back partnership with De Bast and Hato is proven to be very, very successful, to tell you the truth. 86 points as well, 11 points clear of Feyenoord. Is this the start of the dynasty coming back to Ajax in the rebuild? I really hope it is, because it's been very poor so far, but thankfully our first league title. And I think that's a great way to end part 1 of the rebuild here with our first league title. The first 3 seasons didn't work out too well, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is at the club now. He's won our first piece of silverware, and we've also got some very promising players, as you can see, with Rooney Bargy, Pizarro, Krupi, Hato, De Bast, Restes, Ribeiro. The list goes on. So I'm really liking the look of the team now. Hopefully this can be a start of a dominating period for us with Ajax, and hopefully we might be able to get past the 2nd round of the Dutch Cup. So that is it for this video, guys. If you do like this video, do hit that like button for me. And also, if you're new around here and you want to see more, do hit that subscribe button as well. And also, make sure you look out for part 2, which we drop in the next coming days. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.